Tonight on India Today, we get you Operation Murshidabad. It's not just an investigation, but a matched account of ground reality and judicial scrutiny. A Calcutta High Court-appointed fact-finding committee submitted its report on the Murshidabad riots. It confirms what India Today's special investigations on ground uncovered. A systematic breakdown involving political leadership of the state, inactive policing, and coordinated mobilization under radical influence. But while the court committee outlines the contours, India Today's Shreya Chatterjee, the special investigation that she's carried out, brings you what lies beneath.
It all began with the Waqf protest on April 8. Agitators at Jangipur's PWT ground resorted to blockade on National Highway 12 at Umarpur. Police were attacked, their weapons snatched. Stones rained on cops. Two police jeeps were torched and shops were ransacked. The first clear sign of a planned arson. The violence and arson of April 8 should have been a wake-up call. But despite that, 2 days later, on Friday, April 11th, several other protests were allowed that also turned into full-blown riots. Why did that happen? District Intelligence Branch inputs accessed by India Today confirm warnings about planned escalation on April 11. Yet, the administration failed to act. Videos from the day reveal limited police presence despite official claims of deployment.
তারপরের দিন সাজুর মোড়ে যেটা 11 তারিখ সাজুর মোড়ে হলো সাজুর মোড়েও সেলফেল পাঠানো হলো দিয়ে ভালো অ্যাকশন করেছে পুলিশ এখানে কিন্তু অ্যাকশনটা অতটা করতে পারেনি সেই মুহূর্তে ডাকবাংলো র্যালির দিন 11 তারিখে 11 তারিখে অ্যাকচুয়ালি সাজুর মোড়ে অনেকটা ফোর্স ব্লক হয়ে গেছিল তারপরে সেকেন্ড এই মুহূর্তে মানে একটু স্কেয়ারসিটি অফ ফোর্স ছিল বা ওরা রেল লাইনটা পেয়ে গেছিল রেল লাইনের পাথরগুলো ছুঁড়ে পুলিশকে ঘায়েল করা শুরু
India Today also accessed an audio clip where a senior officer is informed about the rising tension. But no action was taken for over 30 minutes.
Mobilization is happening around Dak Bungalow More. Sir, we need mobilization. The crowd is unexpected. We are outnumbered.
The High Court report flags the local police's inaction during peak violence. India Today investigation reveals this wasn't an oversight. It was near total abdication. The West Bengal police told the High Court they had deployed police and rapid action force in advance. But India Today's video evidence and an undercover intel officer's admission show otherwise. On April 11, TMC councillor Mehboob Alam was seen amid the violent mob. Video shows him witnessing vandalism and walking away. The High Court panel report identifies Mehboob Alam's presence and notes the role of local leaders. Investigators and intelligence officers from the West Bengal police who have looked into the case say that during April 13 to 17th, when a DSP inquiry was being conducted into damage to houses in Murshidabad, 85 families from Bedbona accused Mehboob Alam of orchestrating the riots. Based on these statements, reports were also sent to higher authorities requesting that his name be included in the FIRs. India Today investigation digs deeper. One of our videos also reveals that the local MLA was part of the same crowd that turned violent. Contrary to police presence, he's seen in the video attempting to manage the crowd. Bureau Report, India Today.
we've shown you one part of the story. You've seen the breakdown of policing, the failure of administration, the presence of political leaders, and this as people were being mobilized to carry out that violence and that arson that followed. And just as that High Court committee found, India Today actually gets you more. In part 2 of this investigation, we actually expose that nexus, that network of radical organizations, of so-called NGOs. So they masquerade as NGOs, but what's their real job? We will show you that. And the digital indoctrination. And this is something that India must wake up, India must beware, because this digital indoctrination that's mobilizing youth for violence is a cause for grave concern. Shreya Chatterjee gets you more in this report.
A day before the violent riots of April 11, a rally under the banner of NGOs United that was supposed to be in protest against SSC teacher postings turned into an anti-Waqf agitation. India Today has accessed videos of both April 10th and 11th gatherings, which suggest a pre-mobilization plan. Kausar and Mustaqeen, who run the NGO Osomoyer Olor Bati, and Rajesh Sheikh, who runs the NGO Golden Star Group. Rajesh is also a TMC Yubo Block Committee member and allegedly a former member of PFI who played a key role in mobilizing support for an SDPI candidate in the 2018 Panchayat elections. Additionally, the role of Dr. Bashir Sheikh, a former SIMI member, has also surfaced. Videos accessed by India Today show Kausar and Mustaqeen leading protests at Old Dak Bungalow More and mobilizing others. The masterminds of Murshidabad violence were hiding in plain sight. NGOs masquerading as blood donation groups, mobilizing youth, many of them minors, who are also used during election season for notorious activities to execute a carefully planned conspiracy. Remember, the TMC government blamed outsiders for the flare-up, but India Today investigation reveals a sinister plot. 2 imams admitted that they were instructed to make mosque announcements to rally protesters.
ও বলেছিল আমাদেরকে কয়েকটা ছেলে এলো যে বললে যে ওয়াকফ বোর্ডের ব্যাপারে একটু কি হবে র্যালি হবে আমরা দাবি জানাবো সরকারকে তো মানুষকে বলে দিবেন একটু তো এইভাবে বলেছি তো ওইভাবে গেছে না গেছে আমি আর জানি না চিনতে পারেন যে কারা ছিল আমি চিনি না কে ছিল সেই বাচ্চা
One of the most disturbing images of the riots have been of young boys leading the charge. India Today tracked down some of these minors who admitted to arson and much more.
কোনোদিনও কোনো এরকম দেখেছো সোশ্যাল মিডিয়াতে পোস্ট বা কিছু দেখে তোমার মাথায় তো এটা এসছে কেউই কিন্তু এরকম
ওখানে তবে হাত নিয়ে ইস্তির ঝা ছিল তাই জন্য আমি নিয়েছিলাম ওটা ব্যাপারে ওটা ব্যাপারে ওই মানেনি ওই মেরেছে কি অনেক লোক ছিল এবার ওরা তো হাতে নিয়ে আসছে আমাদের দিতে হবে ওখান থেকে উঠাইছিল তাই জন্য আমি দিয়েছিলাম হাতে এবার আসবে তো আমাদেরকে মেরে দেবে তুই যে ইট চালাবি ওই ছিনি ধরবে অকাপ রিজেকশন সম্মেলন অকাপ রিজেকশন সম্মেলনের মধ্যে লেখা ছিল ডেট তারিখ সব লেখা ছিল শুক্রবার দুপুর 2টা এইভাবে লেখা ছিল দুপুরটা মানে বক্সের নাম পুলিশ চলে যায় তো আরে থাকতো পুলিশ যাবে
ওটাকে ভেঙে ভেঙে একটা করে হাতে ভাঙলে কি করে ভাঙলে কি দিয়ে
হাত দিয়ে কি দিয়ে ভাঙবো
হাতে লাগছিল না যে ভাঙছিল
লাগলে দেখা যেত তখন মানে এত মানে ঠিক করে দিলে তারপর ভাঙাটার পর সব ভেঙে দিলে ভিতর থেকে সব লাঠি আসছে, যেখানে মেলাটা বসেছিল ওখান থেকে গাল টাল দিয়েছে আমাদের ধর্মের ব্যাপারে। তো পুলিশ কিছু করে না, তার জন্য খেপেছে, দেয়াকে ধরে ধরে নিয়ে গেলাম ওইদিকে, শান্তি থাকো। পুলিশ বলছে, আমরা পুলিশকেও বলছি দেখেন কিছু করেন না, বলছে তোরাও লিয়ে আয়, তোরাও যা পারবি লিয়ে আয় বলেছে।
তোমার হাতে কোনো জিনিস আছে? কোনো তুমি কোথাও পাথর ধরনি, লাঠি কিছু ধরনি, শুধু তোমরা? হ্যাঁ,
One of the most startling revelations of police complicity in the riots by these miners is also corroborated by a video accessed by India Today.
এই আমাদের ধুলিয়ানের অবস্থা দেখেন, সবাই দেখেন।
On 12th April, when the riots went out of hand, police could be seen at spot, seizing law and order duty. Those recording could be heard saying how police was helping a rioter. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Stay tuned to India Today for more stunning revelations. With Shreya Chatterjee, Bureau Report, India Today.
So the police are in the eye of a storm for actually and allegedly helping rioters in Bengal. Violence occurred in Shamsherganj, in Suti, in Dhulian, in Jangipur, in Murshidabad, both on the 11th and the 12th. Now, 3 persons, remember 3 persons, a father and a son. You remember the names? Hargobind Das, he was a 70-year-old idol maker, and his son Chandan Das. They used to make murtis of Ma Durga, Ma Saraswati, Ma Lakshmi. They were hacked. They were hacked to death by a mob. Now, what was said that people came from outside, across the border. The question remains, how would people from across the border in Bangladesh know where does a Hargobind Das, an idol maker, lives, to go knock on his door and then hack him to death? You saw the ground reality of Murshidabad in this India Today special investigation. What did the Bengal High Court-appointed panel say? 1. Main attack took place on the 11th of April. 2. A local councillor directed the attack at the Dhulian town in Murshidabad. Local police were inactive and they were absent. This is what a court-appointed panel says, and that's actually a stamp of what our report said. Let's dive deeper into the subject of accountability. Joining me on this special broadcast is India Today's Shreya Chatterjee, senior special correspondent of our special investigations team. She's the one who's carried out this stellar investigation. Shreya, welcome. Dr. Shatarupa is the spokesperson of the BJP. Professor Monojit Mandal joins us as a political analyst, has been speaking up for the Trinamool Congress in the past. And Dr. Vikram Singh is a former Director General of the police for a legal aspect on this. But Professor Mandal, if I may, Shreya Chatterjee's report clearly points to 1, the role of insiders in Murshidabad, no outsiders from across the border. A local councillor is under the scanner, as are youth members of the Trinamool Congress, sir.
No, I remember she also had this kind of report in Sandesh Khali, and I wonder whether she is following that up. There's nothing has happened in Sandesh Khali so far. CBI is investigating. So we really don't give much credence to such motivated report. First of all, this person is no longer the TMC councillor. The person that you talked about,
one, the report is not motivated. The report is a journalist investigation.
Hang on.
Just to set the record straight. Go on, sir.
If you have called me to heckle me, then I'll leave the show. I don't want to heckle my mind out. No. You can't stop me like that.
My reporter has done a stellar job. She's done a stellar investigation.
Fantastic.
But go on, sir.
She had also done the same kind of job in Sandesh Khali. What is the fate of that case? I want to understand.
Let's stay on the current story. Let's stay on the current investigation.
But this is also very current, Mr. Gaurav Sawant. And
let's stay on Murshidabad.
You also go to Pahalgam to have this kind of stellar investigation. There is not a single held role for that massacre in Pahalgam so far. Not a single role. Here,
sir,
at least.
We'll talk about Pahalgam on a different debate on Murshidabad.
West Bengal. I understand because you have particularly targeted Mamta and Bengal. That's your problem, but I'm defending that. Keeping that in
Go
mind,
ahead, defend it. We are not targeting anyone. We are bringing facts out. We will bring out more facts even in Pahalgam. But go on, sir.
You have to allow full rebuttal, right?
Go on, sir.
The fact remains that Mamtadi government took action within 24 hours. The police took action. Nobody is denying that the violence did not take place. But whether this violence, the state had complicity, the police was complicit, the same police took action. 180 people were arrested, including the killers of that very brutal murders. We're not talking about that. And the Mamtadi herself pointed to this spot 2 weeks back and assured for compensation. All the people have come back. You talked about report from the High Court, quote-unquote, fact-finding committee. That report was being made by a person from a Human Rights Commission. It's saying that the police actually forced that people who fled to Malda to come back. Is it a credible report? They are coming back on their own. Everything is on video. The local TMC MLA, the TMC MP, they've all been supporting them. They come back to home within 10 days of that very brutal incident. We are all
Why did they have to leave in the first place, sir?
And
hold
now,
on, Shreya wants to respond.
You are talking about this report that the High Court is, giving us in the form of that fact-finding committee led by BJP's Human Rights Commission. We don't give this credence to much credence to this.
Sir, it's National Human Rights Commission. Shreya wants to respond. Shreya wants to respond. You cannot discredit my reporter. Shreya's responding.
I really want to ask Monojit Mondol and every Trinamool Congress supporter two things. Whatever we've shown in the report isn't just our independent investigation. West Bengal Police's local intelligence officer has corroborated everything that we've shown, from how insiders were involved to how mobilization happened to how banned organizations like PFI and SIMI were involved. This is not something that we alone have said. Your own local intelligence officer has admitted every single detail. Second, you guys keep on harping that this is an outsider role, yet all the arrests made by West Bengal Police are of those within Murshidabad, within Shamsherganj. Then why don't you come and say that? Why do you keep harping this outsider thing? Why can't we just accept something happened wrong and then mend it once and for all?
Okay, yes, sir. Go on, sir.
The PFI SGDI presence in Murshidabad was unheard of. That's why very simple. PFI has never been in Murshidabad. The PFI, if they are at all there, they must be from outside.
Then you've never seen the past videos.
Right?
In 2019, there are videos of huge PFI mobilization from
We'll just get Dr. Mandal to respond, then I'm coming back to you. I'll also bring in...
You're a reporter.
Go on, sir.
Don't behave like BJP spokesperson, right?
No. Hold on. Again, completely uncalled for. Completely uncalled for.
Whatever.
Go on, sir. Please answer on merits, Dr. Mandal.
I'm answering on merit. I'm saying that PFI has never been in Murshidabad. If they at all, according to you, your reports are at all credible. If you have found them in Murshidabad, they must have come from outside. And everyone knows in this country, if PFI is there, it's because of BJP. And NIA, if PFI is there, if other organizations, their SIMI is there, what is NIA doing? What is BSF doing? There must be banned organization. It's not only the accountability of the West Bengal police, it's also accountability of the central government. Because this PFI, SIMI, they're all banned organization. You are not holding them accountable. Forget about Pahalgam. Forget about the riot that took place in 2020 in Delhi under the nose of Mr. Amit Shah. 55 people were butchered because of riots. How many investigative journalism you had, Mr. Gaurav?
Sir, we've also done, and there is much more coming up. Don't worry about that. This whataboutery that you indulge in is jao pehle uska sign kara ke lao aur uska sign kara ke lao. Maybe very good in an Amitabh Bachchan picture Diwar, but lives. Can you say that to Har Gobind Das's son, who's also dead? Can you tell that to his family? That because it happens in Pahalgam and because it's happened in Delhi, it's okay in Bengal? Seriously, Professor Mondal, but let me get...
Whatever tree. If I state facts...
Sir, you made it whataboutery, but I'm bringing in Dr. Shatarupa. I want to bring in Dr. Shatarupa into this conversation because this India Today special investigation exposes the myth, one, of the role of alleged Bangladeshis, but two, it is a point that Dr. Mondal makes that if SIMI and PFI activists are there, then the central government has also failed because these are banned organizations. How are they still there in our country, madam?
Gaurav, good evening. I want to start off by saying that we stand vindicated, and I cannot thank you, Shreya, specifically India Today as a whole for doing this fantastic investigation, where everything that we have been pointing out based on what we've been hearing from our local BJP people, that it's all correct, and what you have said has also been seconded by the High Court. So no matter how much Professor Monojit Mondal wants to get personal and get into this kind of whatever nonsense he keeps on doing, I really don't want to get into that. But let me come and tell you facts. Since you mentioned Diwar,
personal, I was talking about the report.
Please, Monojit,
Yes.
please. Monojit, please.
Okay,
behave.
one by
Please,
one.
like, you can't misquote.
One by one. Okay,
You're
Dr.
all the
Shatrupa,
time
make your
doing
point.
that.
No personal
You're
attacks.
all
Go
the
on.
time doing that
Dr.
with me.
Mandal, stay. Okay, yes, go on, Dr. Shatrupa.
Yeah, Gaurav, since you mentioned Diwar, I want to take that reference. Mamata Banerjee has gone on record telling the Muslims, just like Shashi Kapoor had said, "Mere paas maa hai." Mamata Banerjee has gone and assured all the Muslims in West Bengal that tumhare paas didi hai. So go and agitate, go do whatever you want to do. Mamata Banerjee is going to be by them. Now this this is the final straw, I would say, that has broken the camel's back, or the final kindling factor that has got into this kind of a riot. I don't think even she herself was expecting this kind of mayhem. So she had to call in BSF, if you remember, within 24 hours. Now I'm very glad that Shreya's report has thrown up a lot of things. One, that we have been constantly mentioning, the police of West Bengal themselves have been saying they've been debunking Mamata Banerjee and Trinamool's theory of the outsiders. Police themselves have said they're all the insiders, and I'm very glad that you got in the name of Mehboob Alam, who was seen on one of these video footage. Possibly I was with you on
but
that
ma'am,
show.
the point that Dr. Mandal raised, you haven't responded to is PFI and SIMI. Banned organizations, how are their activists operating in Bengal or any other part of our country?
I am coming to that. I am coming to this. Just let me finish this sentence. Mehboob Alam, apart from all that you have mentioned, was seen on a video footage talking on the phone, giving directions to police. Police did not respond for 4 to 5 hours. As far as these banned organizations are concerned, we are aware that there are some secret footfalls here and there, and we have been repeatedly asking for NIA investigation. NIA investigation is starting, if I'm not very mistaken. I'm sure you'll get to know. And
before I bring in Dr. Vikram Singh, Dr. Mandal, you wanted to quickly respond to Dr. Shatrupa.
Without getting personal. He always gets personal. Tell him to behave.
Madam, you are an extremely honorable but quite uncourteous lady on TV.
There
I do not get personal with
again,
anyone.
no personal attacks. Go on, sir.
I do not get personal with anyone. I have got every... Oh, hang on, please, madam. Did I disturb you? I have got every right to contest a report.
One by one.
Please, Mr. Gaurav, I beg your indulgence.
One by one.
Please stop this
Go on,
very
sir.
honorable but uncourteous lady on TV.
Go on, sir. Only Dr. Mandal, please respond, sir.
How many times he gets personal?
Hang on, madam. I am calling you very honorable but uncourteous lady.
There you go.
Please, hang on.
Okay. Sir, on the substantive issue. Go on, sir.
The fact
Dr.
remains
Mandal.
that I have got every right to contest a report because I know the history of such reports. The person that you interviewed, Madam Shreya Chatterjee, Shreya Parvin, she came and sit in front of me here 3 months back, telling about what she was doing. She came to me, Shreya Parvin, I'm naming her. A fact remains that this kind of reports are made on once in a while. You don't follow up. Have you followed up in Sandesh Kali case? I say again, I implore you, follow it up. What is happening in Sandesh Kali? Similarly, I tell you here, Mr. Sawant, that Mamata Banerjee herself has gone to this place. She assured the people for compensation.
When did she go? After how many days?
There are people who are absconding. There are people who are absconding. You say the police say.
Did your Prime Minister?
Why are they unable? Okay, hold on. Again, since a personal charge has been made, Shreya wants to quickly respond. I have to bring in Dr. Vikram Singh also. Shreya, quickly respond to the point that's being made.
You can go to all my reports and you can check and verify. I can guarantee you will never find anything baseless in whatever I report, including Sandesh Khali. Lastly, if I'm talking about one thing, why can't you guys just accept that this was an insider role? That is the only thing. No one is questioning the post work. Yes, good work done by TMC after the riots. What happened during? That is the question. Please come clean on that.
Okay, Dr. Vikram Singh, my colleague Shreya Chatterjee And this is at a grave risk to her personal security and the security of her team, safety of her team. She's actually blown the lid of a very sinister development. One, local involvement, systematic targeting of Hindus, for instance. This entire bogey of Bangladeshi criminals, that's being blown to bits, because how would Bangladeshis know where does a Har Gobind Das, that idol maker, you know, somebody who makes a murti of Ma Saraswati, Ma Durga, Ma Lakshmi, where does he stay, or where does Chandan Das stay, and break open their house, bring them out and hack them to death? How would a Bangladeshi know where they stay? Dr. Vikram Singh.
Gaurav ji, I would like to place on record that Shreya, I must compliment you for a fearless and an unbiased report that you have come out with. Many congratulations. Lesser mortals would not touch SDPI, PFI and SIMI with a barge pole. They are dangerous people and nobody in your position would have even dared to mention them. You mentioned them, exposed them, named and shamed them. Many compliments to you and your brand of journalism. Now, the fact of the matter is that the Calcutta police and the West Bengal police did not abdicate their responsibility. It was almost a free for all, and the rioters had a free run. The rioters had a free run, and the water canals were cut down, water pipes were cut, so that water immediate firefighting equipment is not there, so that the fire could be doused. Then the name of Mehboob, okay, agreed, he is not a part of the TMC. Then other members, I don't know whichever political party, and we do not believe in political affiliations. Abdul, Suhail, Akram, Moti, Kalu, and another local MP of any political affiliations, they should have been booked and sent to jail. Whether a criminal is an outsider or an insider or a local or an international, the job of the state police is to ensure absolute control over crime and law and order. It cannot be aggregated or it cannot be given or divested to other channels, maybe government of India or to any other channel. It is the job of the state government to ensure faithful implementation of the rule of law. And you have exposed the fact that, yes, there was a terrible fault line and there were fissures in the law and order machinery. We could have done much better. Kolkata police has a great record of being extremely professional. I don't know what the lacuna was, but they failed the people very, very miserably.
Respond, because clearly one work of insiders in Murshidabad, it's a TMC stronghold. Was there an attempt, sir, Mr. Mandal, Professor Mandal, to shield TMC workers allegedly involved in this?
First of all, it's to the very honorable former DG. Calcutta police has got no jurisdiction in Murshidabad. It is 300 kilometers away from Kolkata police headquarters. This is Bengal police, which is being led by one of the finest officers in the country. And you might be knowing him, Mr. Rajiv Kumar. You must be knowing him. He's very respected police officer, and you know his anti-nationalite operation, right?
Oh, absolutely. Stellar job he's done in the past.
24 hours of the incident. He took charge of the whole incident, right? And the incident took place because of the unruly mob. And when you talk about this mobilization of the people, they were there for a protest. The protest went viral, protest out of control. Everyone is acknowledging that there must have been some failure. One police officer has been placed under suspension. The OC of Shamsargan. You are not talking about that. 2 other police officers also under lens. They have been closed. You are not talking about 180 people being arrested, including the killers. What have you done for the Delhi riots in 2020? What have you done for Pahalgam now? Not a single head is being rolled. Can't you even ask this question? TMC delegation is now visiting Pahalgam. Why did you visit the BJP delegation to Pahalgam and the victims of the people? You are talking about Mamta Devi.
Sir, हम बात कर रहे हैं मुर्शिदाबाद की, आप डाइवर्ट कर रहे हो पहलगाम पर. सर, अभी मुर्शिदाबाद पर बात करते हैं. We'll talk about Pahalgam also. We'll talk about everything. Sir, for us, it is India first. Sir, you're on India first. For me, every riot, every violence, every situation, anywhere in the country, we will talk about it. At the same time, because it's happening in Bengal, we'll look the other way. I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry. We will put facts out in public domain without fear of favor. Dr. Shatarupa, no, let nobody think that, Bengal will not be highlighted. Wherever it happens, it will be highlighted. Whether in Kashmir or Kanyakumari, Kamrup or Kutch. Dr. Shatarupa, the point that is being made is action was taken in the moment it was found out there was dereliction. So mob, you heard Dr. Mondal, because the mob collected, they were overwhelmed is what he says.
No, no, no. First of all, there was no action taken for over 4 to 5 hours. Even your report, as well as the High Court report, has said that we have been screaming ourselves hoarse that police did not respond. If you hear the people on video live, your cameras, I mean, not some video recording that we sent across. The people were crying that they kept on calling police. Police did not even pick up the phone. So therefore, the West Bengal government very correctly had to appeal to BSF. BSF promptly responded without even waiting for clearance from headquarters. Now, within 24 hours, once Trinamool realized that the mileage now was being taken by BSF, they started blaming the BSF. So the BSF was responsible for this kind of, what Monojit is saying, that the mayhem that took place beyond planned things. I kept on telling you, Gaurav, I've told you this before also. Mamata Banerjee instigated this, then she herself could not control, her police could not control what happened. So therefore, they had to appeal to BSF. Now, repeatedly,
ma'am, that's a very grave charge you level. Dr. Mondal, you must respond to this.
Can I
it's a very grave charge. Okay, 30 seconds, complete your point, and then Dr. Mondal will respond.
30 seconds. And what Monojit is going on and on saying that everything is normal, action has been taken. No action has been taken. I'm saying, I was on your show and I said there is not a bowl or a glass to drink water from. These people have now been forced to go back to those. There are no houses left. Everything's been razed to the ground. They've been forced to go back so that people like Monojit Mondal under Mamata Banerjee can paint a hunky-dory picture of West Bengal, which is most sadly not happening here.
Monojit, Professor Mondal, give me 30 seconds. Give me 30 seconds. The point that you raised about police being overwhelmed, Shreya's investigation, and we went through those tapes very carefully. There's a police officer, a local intelligence officer on camera, Shreya. They had alerted the police in the past. They had alerted the police, the higher-ups. A mob for, a protest for SSC teachers suddenly gets converted into anti-Waqf protest. Shreya, all this indicating all of this was very well planned.
Well, well planned, and also something that was being brushed under the carpet. The reason why I say this, that there were multiple local officers at the younger level who had made multiple calls to the higher-ups. Nothing happened. When the storyline changed from the Murshidabad violence and we were all focusing on the entire Pahalgam thing, very discreetly certain officers were transferred out. It could have been a punishment, but they should have been held accountable. This shouldn't have happened discreetly to brush it under the carpet. Instead, the Trinamool Congress government should have come up, accepted where they went wrong. When you're arresting your own people, when you're transferring your own officers, stop saying that this is an outsider hand. Just accept this is an insider hand and everyone will calm down.
No, there's another point, Dr. Vikram, saying local police were inactive is not just something that's emerged out of India Today special investigations. The High Court-appointed panel, and it's a 3-member panel, it reveals the same thing. Now, we were able to speak to the local intelligence unit. They had inputs. Those inputs were shared with the police and no action was taken. So what we have found out on camera, on Shreya's investigation, has been corroborated by that High Court panel.
Very much. That what is on.
Okay, sir, give me a moment. We'll try and reestablish that link with you. But Professor Mandal, the role of these so-called local NGOs, the fact that a mosque was approached, and we've again got imams of mosques on camera saying just before Jummah Namaz, local youth or youth approached them, some youth approached them, local or otherwise, saying mobilize youth, make announcement from mosque loudspeakers. All this has emerged in our investigations. The imams are on camera. Isn't that a cause for grave concern? Should that not be investigated?
Madam Shreya, you're very grandstanding report about police being transferred. One police officer was placed, right? How many heads rolled in Delhi riots after that 55 people were killed? Do you even put the question to the government? Mr. Amit Shah, I'm not even talking about Pahalgam. Hang on, madam. I did not disturb you. I will listen to you. Have patience. Have patience. Don't worry. Don't worry. We're taking.
Okay. It's raining and it's cloudy. There are some problems perhaps with the link that we are experiencing. But sir, my question was very specific. Professor Mandal, my question was specific. Youth approached mosque imams and they're on camera. That youth approached them saying, please make announcements on loudspeakers for people to assemble. So there was a mobilization that was on. A mosque loudspeaker was being used to mobilize people. And Shreya, that's a cause for grave concern. We've lived through in the 1990, of course, you must, that's way back in 1990, where mosque loudspeakers were used to chant Ralev, Galev, Ya Salev. And the Hindu community was after that removed. Hindu Kashmiris were removed from Kashmir, lock, stock and barrel. And here in Murshidabad, Hindus were scared once again and they ran, Shreya. And it's happening in today's day and age. It's a cause for very, very grave concern. Yeah. Shreya.
Well, yes, actually, I mean, Gaurav, this entire thing that we've put forth, it is sad. We need to understand why this is happening. If anyone who takes interest in politics and how vote mongering happens, we'll understand why this is happening. But clearly, to stoke or get votes in the name of religion is something, again and again, whichever party does it is wrong. This is once again what it proves. When you allow such kind of mobilization for some momentary gain, it largely impacts your image as well. Let's agree for a point that what Murshidabad riots, wherever it's happened, it has hampered or damaged the image of the Trinamool government. They are not really playing that offensive like they are known to be playing, because they know that somewhere down the line, things have horribly gone wrong. When you allow such kind of mobilization, imams are accepting that, yes, they were asked to mobilize people. We are getting local intelligence officers who are accepting the role of people who are also coming from Bangladesh for Islamic jalsas. And they are also agreeing on camera that, look, we don't know what they speak when they are staying over here. We know what they're speaking from on their dais, but we don't know what they're speaking inside. So you don't allow such elements to also foster. You don't create an environment as such. That is a role of the local administration. I do agree that when it comes to cross-border movement, that is a role of the central government, and that needs to be discussed with them. But it's also important for our local government, local police, to create a proper environment so continuously religion doesn't become a topic to mobilize youth, or for that matter, anything at all.
But this is very, very sinister. There, watch those images that we are putting out on your television screen, and I want to play that out for you for a moment, where the imam is coming on record. The imam is on record to say that people approached him and people told the imam, okay, hear him. People approached him, said make announcements. Mosque loudspeakers used to make that announcement so that a mob could assemble. Listen in.
We played all the 3 packages.
ও বলেছিল আমাদেরকে, কয়েকটা ছেলে এলো, যে বললে যে ওয়াকফ বোর্ডের ব্যাপারে একটু কি হবে, র্যালি হবে, আমরা দাবি জানাবো সরকারকে, তো মানুষকে বলে দিবেন একটু। তো এইভাবে বলেছি, তো ওইভাবে গেছে না গেছে আমি আর জানি না।
চিনতে পারেন যে কারা ছিল?
আমি চিনি না কে ছিল।
1990, mosque loudspeakers were used in the Kashmir Valley, in Srinagar, in other parts of Kashmir, to chant Ralev, Galev, Ya Salev. And that meant either you convert to Islam or leave. And this was a chant for Hindu Kashmiri Pandits, that you either convert to Islam, then you can stay here. If you're leaving, leave your women behind. If that happens once again, and Hindus almost en masse, they left Kashmir. Till now, after 1990, now it's 2025, they still haven't been able to return to their original homes. Do we want to watch a repeat of that in Murshidabad in 2025 or any other part of our country? That's clearly unacceptable. Let me now focus on that Bangladesh angle to this Murshidabad violence. And this was one-sided violence, targeting of Hindus in Murshidabad. Did Bangladesh also push this false propaganda on the Waqf law to incite communal passions in India? Watch this part 3 of this India Today special investigation on Operation Murshidabad.
A Bangladeshi Islamic speaker visited Samserganj just 5 days before the violence erupted during a series of Waqf protests in Bengal. Several social media accounts that amplified similar content have been traced to Bangladesh, indicating a cross-border radicalization effort.
Actually, আমার যেটা মনে হয় যে আমরা প্রথম দিন যেটা র্যালিটা হলো তারপরে পুলিশ অ্যাকশন করলো না, ওই অ্যাকশনটার পরে একটা স্বতঃস্ফূর্ত জনরোষ কাজ করে। জঙ্গিপুরেরটাও তো আছে। এখন তো আপনাদের চ্যানেলগুলো প্রচন্ড ন্যারেটিভ,
ওই জন্যই স্যার একটুখানি ক্ল্যারিটির জন্যই আপনার সাথে
ন্যারেটিভ প্রেস করে না, ন্যারেটিভলি যা পুলিশকে সবসময় ভিক্টিমাইজ করে। এই পুলিশের গাড়ি পুড়ে গেল, এলজিপিওর গাড়ি পুড়ে গেল, অমুকের কুসুক হয়ে গেল, পুলিশ ভয়ে লুকাচ্ছে দোকানের মধ্যে। না দেখুন, এখানে বিভিন্ন জলসা হয়, প্রচুর জলসা হয়।
আমি দেখছিলাম উল্টোপাল্টা কথাও বলে।
এবার জলসা হয় তো, এবার জলসাতে অনেকে আসে, ইভেন বাংলাদেশ থেকেও বক্তব্য দেওয়ার জন্য লোক আসে।
আমি দেখলাম,
ঠিক আছে। এইবার তারা গোপনে কি আলোচনা করছে সেটা তো বলতে পারবো না। এবার জলসায় তারা নিজেদের মতো ধর্মকথা শোনাচ্ছে, কিন্তু তারা যে ভেতরে ভেতরে তারা তো একটা বাড়িতে এসে স্টে করছে, সেখানে হয়তো গোপন মিটিং হতে পারে বা কিছু হতে পারে, বা যাই হোক কিছু তো একটা হতেই পারে, আলাপ আলোচনা চায়ের টেবিলে বসতে পারে। সেখানে কি আলোচনা হচ্ছে সেটা তো আমার কাছে ইন্টারেস্ট নেই, সেটা আমি কি করে বলবো। এগুলো সবই হচ্ছে র্যাডিক্যাল অর্গানাইজেশন, সবারই কিছু না কিছু রোল আছে। এত বড় কেউ না কেউ তো এটা সবাই জানি, PFI আছে,
এটা আমরা বুঝতে পারি,
সবাই মিলে এটা বলে। এটা তো মাদ্রাসা আছে, মাদ্রাসা সেই র্যাডিক্যালাইজেশন ব্যাপারেই শিক্ষা দেওয়া হয় না, তার বেশি শিক্ষা দেওয়া হয়।
Murshidabad, despite being a Muslim district, doesn't have a history of communal violence. Recent incidents, however, show a rising trend of radicalization since the anti-CAA NRC protest that also saw a culmination in the Waqf stir.
তারা মানছে যে তারা হাতে পাথর তুলেছে, বাজারে মসজিদ
বাইরের রাস্তা আসেনি
বলছেন,
বাইরের রাস্তা
ওই ঝাড়খণ্ড সাইড
ঝাড়খণ্ড থেকে এসছে, তারপর কাল্লা দিক থেকে এসছে, বলতে তো তারপর
Contrary to claim of outsiders from Bihar and Bangladesh fueling the fire, India Today has accessed details of involvement of locals in arson ward by ward. Investigation notes accessed by India Today provide a detailed account of how the violence was orchestrated, pinpointing the localities involved in the attacks both on April 11 and 12. While many of the perpetrators were locals from Bengal, particularly from Samserganj and Faraka, people also came from the nearby areas of Jharkhand, including Chanchki, Ajna, Monirampur and Chandpur. Had the police contained the violence on April 11, the deadly resurgence on April 12 in Samserganj, where Har Gobindo Das and his son Chandan Das lost their lives, may have been prevented. The protest also claimed another life, Ejaz, who was killed in police firing at Sajur Moor in Suti as the mob was being dispersed. Ejaz's brother blamed the SDPI for his death.
কিছু কিছু এসডিপিআই নেতা আছে, ওখানে সবকে উস্কানি দিচ্ছে যে আপনার আন্দোলন করতে হবে, আন্দোলন করতে হবে। আরে ভাই, আন্দোলন করবি তোরা, আগে আয়, সামনে আয়, তাতে তো শান্তিভাবে আন্দোলনটা হবে। তোরা বলে দিচ্ছিস যে আন্দোলন করো, অকাবুলের জন্য আন্দোলন করো, আমাদের মুসলিমের সম্পদ চলে যাচ্ছে, তো তোরা তো সামনে যাচ্ছিস না ভাই। ওই 15-20 বছরের ছেলেকে পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছিস, এই যে ওই ছেলেটার বাবা হারিয়ে গেল, তো ওই ছেলেটার বাবার ছেলেটার দায়িত্ব কে নেবে? ওরা নেবে?
The Murshidabad unrest was neither a spontaneous outburst nor the work of an outside hand. From NGOs masquerading as blood donation drives to minors radicalized and mobilized on false propaganda, India Today investigation has exposed the real faces and forces behind the violence.
Narrow escape for passengers on board the Indigo Delhi-Srinagar flight. The flight has landed fortunately, but a damage to the nose, and this is due to bad weather. Watch that, the nose cone of the Indigo aircraft, it was badly damaged because of a hailstorm. There was a terrible, terrible hailstorm, and the aircraft was flying through it. Remember the speed of the aircraft, the intensity of the hailstorm, and there you watch that image of the nose of the aircraft being damaged. The pilots were fortunately able to land this aircraft, and all the passengers on board, they are safe. Mir Farid, my colleague, joins me from Srinagar for more on the story. Mir, has Indigo put out a statement? What more can you tell us? Any word with the passengers?
Well, Gaurav, the fortunate part is that no one has been injured in this mid-air scare. I spoke to many passengers, at least two of them, who were in this flight. They said that while the aircraft took off from Delhi till Jammu, it was all okay. It was going fine. But it's between Jammu and Srinagar that there was a hailstorm. It was caught in bad weather, and there was immense turbulence. And this lasted for at least 8 to 9 minutes. And it was a harrowing experience for the travelers who, I mean, if you could be seeing these videos, they speak for themselves. There are chants of La ilaha illallah, someone is saying, hey Ram, and all sorts of hell had broken loose. But finally, at around 6:30, the flight safely landed at Srinagar Airport. Emergency services were kept ready by the Srinagar Airport Authority. But as the flight came down, and we could clearly see, we got pictures, exclusive pictures of the nose, which clearly is damaged. So that tells you that it was a very narrow escape, and the pilot had declared emergency, and post that the Srinagar ATC and the airport had made all preparations on the ground. We've been told that no one has been injured, but as far as the airline is concerned, they have declared the aircraft as aircraft on ground, which means that it has been grounded, and it is at the Srinagar airport, and all the technical experts and all that really needs to be done after such an emergency is being done.
Stay with me for a moment. I want to play out for the benefit of our viewers these images. Mir, stay with us. Let's just try and listen in to what happened inside. Very, very scary images, and you can see, fortunately, everybody has their seat belts on. I know they're praying, but they've held on, to their nerve, all with their seat belts on, holding on to the seat in front, of course, praying to dear God to get them down on ground safely, and that's exactly, thankfully, what happened. These are images not just of the chaos inside and fear inside that Indigo aircraft, but just look at how badly the nose of the aircraft was damaged. Fortunately, the pilots were able to land at the base, and they were at the Srinagar Air Base, at the Srinagar Airport. And fortunately, there were adequate resources on ground, we are told, where the people were then sent home and safe. We'll track that story closely. That is all I have for you on India First this evening. Many thanks for watching. News and updates continue on India Today. Stay with us.